It's your boy Ambush 44 here, back with another video, and for today I'll be doing a new part of What If Deku Was the Son of Hades. Sorry guys for not uploading this for a while. I've, uh, I forgot how to do this story again because, yeah, I really forgot how to do it because of, where I last left off, so I'm really sorry for that. But luckily, I managed to do it now, and I really hope you enjoy. So, let's begin. We last left off when Izuku was in the USJ with Hades, Persephone, as well as his alter egos. Yes, and I mean his alter egos. What do I mean by that? I mean by that is that Cain and Rost, essentially, his two, not technically alter egos, but two parts of his power. Cain and Rost, meaning the light and dark part of the executioner, because in there's always the light executioner that does the executioning for a right reason, and there's the executioner that is for bad, meaning that there are always people that are paid to do executioner, just doing that for the money and stuff like that. But yeah. So, what happens is that Izuku wakes up on his bed and sees the Cerberus sisters in on his chest. Izuku saying, "Oh, hello, girls," which the Cerberus sister says, "Oh, hello there, dear." Which each of them kiss Izuku, which Izuku just says, "So, what time is it?" They the Cerberus sister said it's 7:30. Yeah, 7:30. Which Izuku says, "Okay, thanks." We should get go downstairs and eat. Which they go downstairs and eat with Persephone. You might be wondering where's Hades. Well, Hades went to Hephaestus and stuff. So which Izuku asks, "Mom, where's Dad?" Which which Persephone, aka Inko, said, "Well, your dad is sorry about that, but your dad is in Olympus, son, Izuku, because of the runes that you said that to send to your auntie Hephaestus." Which Izuku says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me, mom." Which thank you. Which I hope that returns. Yes, I feel something might happen. Which yeah. What happens next is that Izuku and the Cerber sisters go to the USJ. Not the USJ, the UA. They go to UA. Which when they arrive in class, everybody was worried about Izuku because Izuku wasn't the Izuku wasn't there when they went back. So they got worried of Izuku and stuff because he didn't come back with them, and everybody noticed. Which Izuku just says that, well, sorry guys for worrying you. Uh, I just couldn't help myself. I helped Aizawa Sensei so that he wouldn't be hurt so badly. Which in the exact moment he said that, Aizawa came in with just bandages on his arms, but not his face. He wasn't that bloody up. Which Eraserhead just says, "Sit down, everyone. Oh, by the way, problem child, thank you." Which Izuku just said, "No problem, Aizawa Sensei." Which Izuku just sits down on his seat. Which what happens next is that Aizawa said that you guys are going to do the most important thing that you're going to do. Which they just say, which they got nervous, and some of them got excited because they know what it is. Which Aizawa said, "We're gonna do the USJ." Ida immediately raised his hand and saying that, "Are you sure that we're going to do the USJ? Because the media think that we're, bad students, and because of the USJ incident. Yeah, the USJ incident. And they would think that we're being a bad school, which Isava counters the argument, saying that, well, to be fair, it wasn't you guys that got hurt. It was just the teachers. We were ambushed and stuff while doing it, but um, we're doing it because to show that we are not weak. We as a school are not weak because of villains just attacking us. We are not weak. Essentially that. And Aida got contented with the answer, which yeah, which Ochako was pumped up, which both the Cerberus sisters as well are pumped. Which eventually Aizawa just says, you have a week of training. You have a week day off because of the USJ incident. Use that to train before the USJ, which a lot of them says, "Hi, Aizawa Sensei." Which yeah, well after that, Izuku went home to with the Cerber sisters, and when they arrived home, there he saw Izuku. He saw Auntie Hephaestus with Hades as well as Inko, which Izuku just says, "Oh, hello, Auntie Hephaestus." Which Hephaestus just, "Oh, hello there, my favorite nephew." Which yes, I made it to where Izuku is Hephaestus's favorite nephew. Don't judge me. So I guess you're come bearing news, I guess, Auntie Hephaestus. Which Hephaestus just says yes. Well, the thing is, when your father sent me the chunk that I saw the rune, and he asking who are the other people that can do runes, in you, accepting you or me, well, the only person that can do runes is Kronos, the god of time. He's the only person that can do essentially that, aside from us, which I I thought he died. I thought you stabbed him. Which Izuku just says, yeah, I did, but I didn't. I don't know if it was a fatal blow. Which which they just wonder that if Kronos was going to be around again. Which Izuku just says, well, there's nothing dwelling into it. But Auntie Hephaestus, can I ask you for for a favor? Which Izuku asks Hephaestus. Hephaestus just says, uh, what is it, Izuku? Which Izuku just says, well, Auntie Hephaestus, can you train me with fire magic as well as forging magic? Which Hephaestus was shocked because, yeah, the only reason that Izuku was, ever need Izuku needed help from Hephaestus was, doing runes, which she was very shocked that he was going to, learn how to use, forging magic, let alone fire magic. Because if I remember correctly, she was also considered, Hephaestus was also considered the fire god, if I remember correctly. And besides, when you're forging, you need fire. So, let alone that. So yeah. Which Hephaestus just asked, Izuku, why do you need it? Why do you need to learn forging magic as well as fire magic? You can learn from your father. Which Izuku just, I got down what dad does when he uses fire magic. Well, not technically fire magic. He uses a different kind of fire magic, which Hades just says, "Oh, do tell." Which Izuku just says, "Well, your dad, you're using Well, necromancer fire magic, which Hades was shocked because it's true. Uh, in my canon, Hades is essentially, a necromancer because being the god of he double hockey sticks. So I would say that necromancer fire magic is the way to go, or dark fire magic essentially, which is you continue saying that, or you could say dark fire magic, which he was shocked that he knew, which Hades just asked, "How do you know?" Which Izuku just says, "Well, while spending time with Auntie Hephaestus, I, I well, this is embarrassing, but I kinda snooped around in your library, Auntie Hephaestus, about emblems and stuff, and about magic. Sorry for doing that." Which Hephaestus was shocked and actually giggled and saying, "It's fine, Izuku, it's fine. But you should have told me. I could have just lent you the book. Which Izuku just says, "Yes, sorry again, Auntie Hephaestus." which, yeah, which Izuku just asks again. "So, Auntie Hephaestus, will you teach me?" Which Hephaestus just says, "Sure." Which in the week, Izuku traveled to Olympus. Because of him with Hephaestus, he was permitted to enter Olympus, even though he's immortal. Because, yes, Izuku is still immortal in this one. But don't worry, this will be fun. Izuku eventually arrives in the main hall of Olympus, which there he sees Zeus, Aphrodite, Hermes, um, what else? The goddess of wisdom, which was as well as Athena, which Hephaestus just says, "Well, hello there, you guys. What brings you all here?" Which Zeus just says, "Well, I heard that Izuku was coming, so I essentially brought everyone here so that we could see him again. Besides, it's been a while since we saw Izuku. You know how time works in this in well, you know how time works in this uh in this realm, you could say." Which her voice is just, "Yes, I know." Which Izuku just, "Oh, hello there, Uncle Hermes, Uncle Zeus, Uncle, no, Auntie Athena, Auntie Aphrodite, and Uncle Poseidon. How are you guys?" Which Izuku just says that, Izuku asked the gods, which the gods just reply that saying, "Oh, we're good actually, Izuku, and we're sorry that that we didn't that we were unable to help you with which Izuku just says, "No, it's fine. Besides, you didn't know. Uh, you didn't know. Besides, it was my fault for following him, even though I had a feeling that this was going to be a bad idea." Which, yeah. To which Zeus asks, "So Izuku, why are you here?" Which Izuku just says that, well, Uncle Zeus, I came here to learn fire magic as well as forging magic from Auntie Hephaestus." Which this brought the gods shock because wondering why do you need it? Which that's what exactly Athena asked. Which, why do you need it? Which Izuku just says, "Well, Auntie Athena, I need it because, yeah, even though I'm still mortal, I don't really have a lot of abilities. I don't really have my godly strength and stuff. So I thought that instead of focusing on my strength because eventually I will gain my strength back again. I should think that another way to counteract what they're going to do against me while I'm using my forms, which uh, one thing was learning fire magic from Auntie Hephaestus, as well as I thought forging magic as well, because in every battle, you essentially it's good to be versatile in that kind of situation. Which Izuku just says to the gods, and continues saying that, "Am I right, Auntie Athena?" Which Athena just says, "Yep, that is true. It's good to be really adaptive to your surroundings." Which Izuku Izuku says goodbye to the gods and went with Hephaestus to her workshop. Which on the first day of training, Izuku tried to learn forging magic first, which it was quite difficult for him because he had to learn how to, not rely on his power but rely on his instincts, rely on his essentially imagination of how to wield, sorry about that, but rely on his instincts of how to forge, rely on his imagination, which eventually at the end of the day Izuku managed, and I mean managed, to, I guess, make a plate, which Izuku just, oh man, that's quite difficult, to be fair. Which Izuku, says to Phaistos, which Phaistos says, well, it doesn't, well, being a god as something doesn't, being a god is has its perks, but you learning from another god how to, do forge and stuff, it's gonna be difficult for you. You know that, right, Izuku? Which Izuku says, yes, I know, Auntie, but uh, I needed to, to adapt to any kind of situation. I would eventually need it in the future. I just know. Which Hephaestus just says, okay, we should stop here for the forging lessons, or forging magic for now. Which let's start fire magic training. Which Izuku learns, picks up quickly actually, because of learning, dark fire magic essentially, or necromancer fire magic from his father. Which Izuku just says, well, this is quite easy, huh? Which Izuku just asks again, uh, Auntie Aphysis, what's the difference with your fire magic with my dad's fire magic? Which Aphysis just says, as he said before, it was necromancer fire magic, or darker, or dark fire magic. Essentially, in this kind of magic, the dark fire magic usually is more destructive and more powerful, but it lacks self control. Your father knew how to control it, but if any other person was to use it, it would be difficult for them because it would always go out of control. With my fire magic, well, the difference with that is my fire magic isn't as powerful as your father's, but it is controllable. It can also rival your. It essentially is the yin and yang of fire. It is controllable, but it's powerful. It's powerful enough to rival it, but it's not. It is controllable. It is it it's like light essentially. If you if you know from Persephone and stuff, which Izuku just, well, yeah, mom usually, always helps me with that, and has been the light of our family. Which, yeah, which is essentially through the week in the human world, it would be about, I would say, 20 years. No, yeah, 20 years in the realms of God, which in this kind of situation, it's going to be not, Izuku's not gonna age that much because of his he's not gonna age, to be fair. He's just gonna age like normal time in the human world, like, oh, he aged like 1 week essentially, but not 20 years essentially in the god realm, which Izuku eventually learned how to use forging magic as well as fire magic, which eventually Izuku says, well, auntie, I gotta go. I'm really grateful for you helping me with learning a new type of magic." Which Voices just says, "It's no problem for my favorite nephew." Which every god was greeting Izuku goodbye. Which Izuku just says that, well, goodbye everyone. I hope to see you again. Which which Izuku does is goes back to to Earth realm, or the realm of Earth, which was which he went to his house first to get some sleep before the actual big day. Which when he went home, the Cerberus sisters were looking for him everywhere because they want to, cuddle with Izuku and stuff like that, to be pampered by Izuku, and as well as to pamper Izuku as well. Which when they opened the door, when the door was open, the Cerberus sisters see Izuku, which the Cerberus sisters say, "Izuku!" and essentially hugs him to the ground and says, "Where did you go? Why did you leave us?" Which the Cerberus sisters just wondered wondered and asked Izuku. Which Izuku just says, "Well, I went to Mount Olympus and I needed help to learn a new type of magic, which this will help me in the future if I know correctly, or if I feel like I would need this in the future." Which they just pout and says, "Future's future. You have to focus on the present, Izuku." Which Izuku just, "Yes, I know, but I just have a feeling that I will eventually have to use it." Which Izuku, with all the commotion, Inko, aka Persephone, rushes out and says that, "Izuku, welcome back," and actually hugs Izuku with a tight hug. Which Inko asks, saying that, "So Izuku, how did you learn fire magic as well as forging magic?" Which Izuku just, "It was actually quite fun. I I made it. I made a my very own way of forging magic. It's it's the same great. It's not the same as Antiophystus, but it will do in any situation." Which, yeah, which eventually Hades came and says that, "Hello there, my boy. How are you, son?" Which which Izuku just says, "Well, I'm doing good, Dad. I really hope I could, win this. I could um I could use the ability in the in the future, but for now, I will keep it a secret and train it as my own. And I still have a lot to learn of using this magic. I still haven't mastered it." Which, yeah, which we go to another person's perspective. We see a masked figure with a respirator as his breathing apparatus, and him in front of a man with a beard, his white hair. Which this person the person with the respirator says, "Lord Kronos, it's thank you for your help with the Nomu." Which Kronos just says, "That's nothing, all for one. It's all due time to annihilate My grandson. I don't really like him. He's in the way of the gods. Which all for one just says, well, thank you for your help. I shall help you as well with your endeavors. Which which Kronos just says, well, thank you for that. But I have a feeling that we will need more powerful creatures. Luckily for us, I know a few creatures that would help. Which the door opens to reveal a person, essentially a person, which which all for one was questioning, confused, questioning himself and asking, "It's a human, sir." Which Kronos just says, "Look, look closer, look closer, all for one. What do you see?" Which he looks closer. He goes, he goes near the, he goes near the person, and what he saw shocked him. This person was actually a golem, watched from afar and can conceal himself from. Sorry about that, but the golem can conceal itself from from the outside world, which was actually quite terrifying. Which which is all for one just asked, "Wait, is it a golem? A flesh golem?" Which Kronos just says that you're precisely correct, all for one. It is a flesh golem, but I made it aware that it would be concealing itself so that it wouldn't be spotted that easily for some ambush attacks. That's brilliant, sir, said All for One, which Kronos just says that we will eventually need it to fight my grandson, and soon I would become the god of the universe again. And I hope you guys enjoy the series. I really hope you enjoy that. That's where I'm ending it off. I really hope you enjoy it, and I'm really sorry again for not uploading this series for a while. But like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye.